So we have here Professor Anat Lowenstein and Professor Barry Kupperman co-chairing the Coffee Congress. It's the 14th one, and here in Lisbon, Portugal. So thank you for joining us for this.
Our pleasure.
Thank you for inviting us.
And since you actually, Anat, is the founder of the Coffee Congress 17 years ago, actually.
Unbelievable.
And Barry, you joined us during COVID. I wanted to ask both of you, what do you think really makes coffee a success? What really differentiates coffee from other congresses, ophthalmology congresses?
Rovital, I think it's a very good question, especially now that there have been so many changes in medical meetings during COVID and after COVID. During COVID, people just had virtual meetings. Now some people are still reluctant to go to real meetings, face-to-face meetings. So I think it's a good question, how to be different than other congresses. I think the main important differentiator is the ample time for discussions that we have in this meeting. So first of all, the way the meeting is built by a system of controversies, we are dealing only with controversial topics. We're not giving talks that show dozens of slides with a lot of data. We're just focusing on controversial topics. We're having for each topic for and against in a very structured manner. And then there is 10 minutes for discussion for each question asked. This almost doesn't happen in medical meetings. Usually everyone gives his point of view that is, or his research that is 4 minutes, or some data on a study that is 3 minutes, and then maybe 1 minute for discussion. I think this is the most important thing. What do you think, Barry?
From my standpoint, I agree with what Anat said. I think it's a unique meeting, a meeting that is structured in a way different from all the others. I love the controversial aspect of it, that important questions are asked because every field has its own unique controversies. We focus on ours, 10 minutes for, 10 minutes against, and then a 10-minute discussion. That doesn't happen in any other meeting. Other meetings have small components where that might be a piece of the meeting. This is structured to go the entire meeting with these controversial topics being debated in a thoughtful way. We assign it to key opinion leaders to give these lectures. Many times they're being given the position that is the opposite of what they believe, but that's okay. That's the point of good debates, is you're supposed to be able to take both sides of a healthy debate and defend the position. So this is my favorite of the meetings. It really is a unique structure.
I have 2 more points. One of them is that, in ophthalmology, and this is not contrary, but special as compared to other fields in medicine, there is so much new data, new treatments, new regimens, new diseases that are being tackled that were not tackled until now. So all of these create a lot of controversy. Should we start to treat something that we never treated before? Should we start to treat something where the treatment is new, it's good, but not yet perfect? All of this creates a lot of controversy. And I think this brings along the importance of discussion in these meetings. The other point I wanted to make is about the mere idea of debating. We did not start it. It started, I think, in Greece. And the ability to, first of all, exactly like Barry said, you don't necessarily get to talk about what you really think. In Greece, they got the topic, I think, 15 minutes before they needed to debate, and they needed to build all their arguments within 15 minutes. So I think this is also a very nice, maybe exercise for really knowing all the data, the new data that emerges in ophthalmology.
You're right. Sometimes it's funny because somebody starts actually his role in saying, it's not really what I believe, but now I will convince you, which you really find that people worked in order to defend their role.
As a corollary to that, it's the one meeting that I go to where I lecture, where I have to make a brand new talk every time. We're kind of used to talking what we're used to adding, and it's an ongoing cycle. We add slides to our old talks to bring them up to date, but not create a brand new talk. For this meeting, you need to create brand new talks.
You're right. Do you think that this meeting, this specific meeting, this current one that is after COVID-19 is different in any way than the other meetings that we had before COVID? This is something that was changed, or you?
If you're talking specifically about what happened during COVID, I think what is very clear, loud and clear, is that people are very happy to meet again. And actually the difference between a virtual meeting and a face-to-face meeting is the ability to really converse, to have a cup of coffee together, be in the coffee meeting and have a coffee together, to talk, after the lectures, before the lectures. And also, I think that the ability to give your point, hear a different point, and then give the rebuttal. So actually react to what was said in the previous talk. And this is very difficult in a virtual meeting.
And I think I agree with all that, but it goes beyond that as well. Being together creates a sense of community, and that was absent when we're online. It was also hard to get our attention online when I was attending, unless I was the moderator or a speaker. The other sessions I might still be logged in, but I was doing my email, doing other things. This, you're much more engaged. So from the beginning, you're more engaged, and you're interacting with your colleagues and friends and companies as well, which all make together part of the community. When it comes to the Zoom and the virtual meetings, I never really enjoyed them that much. These sorts of conferences, an individual lecturer could give a lecture from Belgium, and we listen to it in Irvine and have 200 people online. That worked well when there's one speaker, but when there's continuous topics changing, it's much better to be physically present.
Yes, and also I think I can say it about myself, and I feel it also about other speakers, that the lectures are prepared in a more meticulous manner if you need to stand up a podium and give them, as compared to just uploading them on a Zoom meeting.
You are absolutely right. There is something with standing on the podium in front of an audience that it's very close to each other, and it's not just a long distance through the screen, that it's a little bit different. I totally agree with you. Barry, coffee started in Europe, and we're still in Europe. We had few years in Asia. Does it make any difference with the program? You're looking at it differently? Is it really focused on the area that coffee is taking place in, or it's just a general global program that talks to everybody? Can you just elaborate a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think that altogether, the questions are the same all over the world, but there are some specific topics. There are specific reimbursement issues in various countries that don't exist in others. And I really look forward to renew our Asia coffee meetings. I think there is a need for that, because the way there is regulatory affairs in Asia is different. The way you get reimbursed is different. Even the mentality is a little different. The distances are different. Maybe, for example, a longer duration drug is more important in places where the distances are much larger.
And I agree with all that, but it goes beyond that as well. In some cases, the diseases are somewhat different that need to be addressed. So, for example, the manifestations of wet macular degeneration are different in Asia. They exist, but they tend to have different patterns, so there's a different treatment approach that has its own controversies. Or myopia, different degrees of myopia. How do you manage that? That's not a topic we introduced into this meeting, but we're more likely to have it in an Asian meeting because it's a problem that they have to deal with. So this is certainly a very Eurocentric meeting with our goal is to get people from around the world, but it's certainly the bulk of the population is European, so we try to make sure it's relevant to this population. But the Asian population, which will be, again, the meetings in Asia tend to be more heavily in Asian population because that's who's there. We try to make sure that it suits their needs as well from a clinical standpoint.
I think, Barry, you're very right, because even the new drugs that were studied in specific populations, maybe they have a different effect in Asian people. Maybe they need to be looked at. The side effects can be different in different origin of patients. So I think, yes, it does matter somewhat in which area of the world you are.
And to follow up on that one little bit more, it occurs to me that also some of the drugs themselves are different. China has a very large pharmaceutical industry, and there's drugs that are not available in Europe that are available in Asia and so those have to be addressed properly within the context of their own controversies.
A comparison and so forth.
Last question that maybe does not relate so much about the program, which you are, of course, leading, but the whole, I would say, the attendee experience, the participant experience, because being with coffee for so many years, I feel that you have your gang of speakers that is going wherever you ask them to come. And I think that with both of you and with this, I would say, party of speakers that are going everywhere with coffee, it affects also the participants. It gives them in a kind of an intimate, feeling when they come to the Congress and they meet the same speakers. And a lot of participants are coming again and again to coffee, just not only for the high academic level of the Congress, the program, but also I think the whole participant experience. Do you feel the same way?
Yes, I think that we always try to have a combination of world-known speakers that go to all the meetings, participate in all the advisory boards, what are called KOLs or leaders, and leaders from the region that we are in. From whom we all learn a lot too. So I think this combination is actually very good because you get both, as you say, this group of people that are going from country to country and people from the country that have a lot to say and they know a lot. So
and in addition, there's one other group that we've tried to encourage, which are the younger ones as they're coming up. So I think we want to encourage those three.
Yeah.
So the younger, the future KOLs, key opinion leaders, but the younger ones. So we try to make sure that they're in this. Plus, it's nice also, while we like to have a similar community, it's nice to change it up a bit.
Correct.
I don't get so upset when somebody says they can't make it this time because we'll find somebody else that'll be interesting too.
Absolutely.
So it's nice to have some new faces, but it's essential to have this core. But the core is key, but it's nice to have it be a fluid core.
Nice. Do you want to say something that I didn't cover?
I want to say that I enjoy very much organizing this meeting. I think it's one of the things that give me most pleasure in my professional life. And I really welcome you, Barry, as a co-chair. It's a pleasure to work with you. And you do give a very important color to this meeting. So thank you. And also, Revital, I want to thank you very much and the team that are doing a marvelous job. And I really feel it's a friendship, creating something together and not just a work relationship.
I totally agree with you. We have the pleasure also to work with both of you.
Well, thank you. And I feel very similarly. I feel honored that you've asked me to step into Neil's shoes. And again, it's been a pleasure working with both of you. And we've had a friendship for so long. And your team, Revital, is fantastic. I've worked, like Anat has, on putting together lots of meetings. But this is, I think, also not only my favorite meeting to attend, but it's been my favorite meeting to work on. It's really been a pleasure.
I must tell you that you slipped into those big shoes smoothly. Yes. And we really feel that there is no crack.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.